This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1017, Your Excuse is Invalid, part 2, by Jason Lengstorf with RomanFitnessSystems.com, and I'm Justin Malik, the guy that reads to you every single day of the year to help you optimize your life. Today's post is a continuation from yesterday, so if you're new here, I'd recommend listening to yesterday's episode first. And before we get to it, I wanted to recommend Simple Life Nutrition. They're a company that provides organic, vegan moringa oleifera products, which are super nutritious. Visit simplelifenutrition.com to learn more about the benefits. And Optimal Living Daily listeners get 15% off their first order with the code OLD15. Again, that's simplelifenutrition.com and the code OLD15. Now let's get right to it and continue optimizing your life. Your Excuse is Invalid, Part 2, by Jason Lengstorf with RomanFitnessSystems.com. A lack of action with no real obstacles usually boils down to one of two things: fear or laziness. You scared? Most excuses come down to fear. Take mine, for example. I don't know how foreign travel works. That was my fear of an unknown system. I was afraid I'd get it wrong and end up in trouble. Never mind that it's pretty easy to figure out how travel visas work. At the time, I was perfectly happy to just be afraid and do nothing. Fear of failure. So much of what holds us back is fear of failure. I didn't ask people for help because I was afraid they wouldn't be willing to give me a hand. I let amazing women walk away without asking for a date because I was afraid they'd turn me down. This cheated me in two ways. First, I let a chance go by because I was afraid of blowing my chance. And second, I robbed myself of an opportunity to face my fears and realize they're not actually as scary as I thought. Even if they had turned me down, I'd have learned that failure doesn't hurt nearly as bad as my imagination tells me it will. In fact, almost everything I've tried that didn't work as I'd hoped felt less like abject failure and more like a minor setback with a major life lesson. Fear of looking foolish. I'm a bad dancer. As a result, I rarely, if ever, dance in public. Not because I don't enjoy writhing awkwardly when a song I like comes on. If you could see me when I'm alone, you'd know that's absolutely not true. I don't dance because I'm afraid that other people will think I'm a bad dancer and that I'm making a fool of myself. This really is another incarnation of the fear of failure. It's just a sillier version. I learned this by watching Raj Law at Roman's wedding. He spent the whole night on the dance floor, and barely any of what he was doing would be considered dancing in the strict sense of the word. Is more of a spastic, undulating, slow-motion seizure. If I had danced, it would have been slightly worse than what Raj was doing, and I would have been mortified that everyone around me was feeling sharp pangs of secondhand embarrassment. But Raj didn't care if he looked foolish. In fact, I think he was counting on looking foolish. And everyone loved it. He was the life of the party. Looking foolish is a stupid thing to worry about. So stop it. Get off your ass. Excuses that aren't fear-based come from laziness. We wait for inspiration. We wait for someone to do it for us. We wait until the chance has passed, then we can talk about how much we wish we could have done it, if only. But learning is hard. Often just a little bit of extra information would remove any hesitation we have about pursuing our goals. Less than an hour spent researching internet speeds in countries around the world could have removed my fear about staying connected while traveling, but I was too lazy to do the research. Filling in gaps in our knowledge has never been easier than it is today. You have a fucking magic box in your pocket that can answer all of your questions. It's voice activated. You don't even have to type, for sakes. So where's the reluctance to learn? Why is the inclination to refresh our Twitter feeds instead of reading about things we know we're interested in? Think about that the next time you catch yourself absent-mindedly flipping through photos you've already seen on Instagram. Could you be using that few minutes to gather information that would get you closer to your goals? But I'm comfortable-ish now. There's this fascinating bit of research that I always try to keep in mind when I'm making decisions. We tend to crumple under the weight of choices. Donald A. Redelmeyer and Eldar Shafir proved this with a simple experiment. They asked people to choose between a boring option and something interesting. Seems obvious, right? Of course we would all take the interesting option. In half the cases, they gave one boring default option, go to the library and study, and one interesting option, see an author you like speak. In the other half, They gave one boring default option and two interesting options: see the author speak or watch a screening of a film you want to see. By adding a second appealing option, twice as many people chose to do the default boring thing. What the actual is going on when two good options lead people to choose the least appealing thing? This points to a surprising insight into human nature. Because there are so many ways to be awesome, people are highly likely to get overwhelmed and choose to stay mediocre. Don't fall into this trap. Sure, things are okay right now, but if you have big dreams, never let yourself do nothing because your life's not so bad now. If you gave up your dreams because trying is uncomfortable, then your life sucks. Get out there and do something. We all have dreams, and we all fantasize about the things we wish we could do or that we'd rather be doing. My 25-year-old self was happy to put off dreams because he was scared, lazy, and unmotivated to really go out and affect change in his life. And that's the difference between me and him. I'm writing this post from Paris, France, about 130 days into a permanent remote working adventure, the thing I dreamed about years ago. Nothing really changed in my life between being 25 and now. I just decided to stop making excuses and start making shit happen. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, "Your Excuse is Invalid" by Jason Lengstorf with RomanFitnessSystems.com. I do think I'm going after most of my dreams right now. I do work a lot, and nutrition is something I often overlook. Simple Life Nutrition is a company that provides organic and vegan moringa oleifera products. Moringa is known as the miracle tree. It's been featured by the New York Times, the Huffington Post, Dr. Oz, and more because it's extremely nutritious with over 24 vitamins and minerals, all 9 essential amino acids, and over 40 antioxidant compounds. I've been drinking their tea, but they have different products. I am enjoying the tea. They have lemon, pomegranate, and original flavors. They taste great. So come try it out. Visit simplelifenutrition.com to learn more about how moringa can benefit your nutritional needs and support your overall wellness. Optimal Living Daily listeners get 15% off their first order with the code OLD15, plus $1 for every sale with that code will be donated to Feed the Children, a nonprofit helping feed malnourished children. Again, that's simplelifenutrition.com and the code OLD15. But that'll do it for the Sunday episode. I hope you're having a great weekend, if you're listening in real time, that is. And I'll be back tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.